Sherry Vegas here, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how you can make those concrete style candles. Okay, so first up you're going to need some supplies. Now for this I'm just using some thin plastic or acetate. I got this from the art store, and then I've also got a big sheet of acrylic perspex. This just came out of a photo frame that I had, and it's perfect for this project because the concrete or jesomite, whichever product you're going to use, will not stick to it. Now there are a few different ways that you can make this, but the first thing that we're going to need to do is have something that we can pour our concrete and our candle into. Now I'm using acetate and I'm just joining that together, and the reason why I'm using acetate over some other options is because I can make it whatever size I want it, so I've got more flexibility with how big I want my candle. Another great option is PVC piping that you can get from the hardware store, and the next step is to secure it to my acrylic perspex, and this is just going to stop any of the concrete or the candle wax from seeping out from below. So you could do this by using hot glue, which is what I'm doing now, or you could also use silicone. The reason why I'm using hot glue is just because it sets faster and it's going to hold its shape. Silicone is a great option, but you would obviously have to be able to hold it into place while it was setting. Now the one downside about using this acrylic perspex is you don't get a perfect circular shape. Well, I really struggled to get a perfect circular shape with this, so I just wanted to get it as good as possible. But PVC piping is also really great because that will be a perfect circle. For this I'm going to be using a acrylic resin or a jesomite, and the reason why I'm using this is one, because it's on hand, but obviously if you want it to have that cement concrete look to it, you can also just color it to make it look like cement, or you can use cement from the hardware store. They're both really great options. The thing that I do like about jesomite / acrylic resins is they're really heat resistant, and I just had it on hand, so I'm going to use that over going to the hardware store and buying cement for just this project. But obviously if you don't have access to this, you could use cement and do everything exactly the same. Now I've just measured this out, and depending on which sort of eco acrylic resin that you're using will depend on the measurements. So normally it's like a 2-to-1 ratio powder versus liquid, but what I like to do is just sieve the powder through because I find it can be a little bit lumpy, and then if you dump the whole batch into your liquid, you can get tons of lumps and it's really hard to mix out. So by doing this I prevent those lumps from forming, because you do have limited time to work with this product before it will start to set. So I don't want to waste so much time on trying to mix out those lumps and then end up having my product set before I've actually poured it into my mold. So that's why I like to do it like this, because I can mix it through and prevent those lumps from forming. If I wanted to, I could leave it like this and not add any color because it will set white. So you can really do whatever you want on the color wise. So if I wanted it to look like cement or concrete, whichever one is the correct terminology, I would then make a little bit of black and add that through so it would look gray. But for this I want to do a swirl going through it, so I'm just separating about half of the mixture. You can do more or less just depending on how much of the other color you want, and I'm just adding some black pigment. This one is from jesomite, and I'm going to be mixing that through the part that I've added into the cup, and I'm going to be turning that color black, and then I will be pouring that on through my white, and then as I pour that out into the mold, it's going to start that really cool swirl. Now what I like to do is just pour half in and then let that pour, and then pour the other half in, because obviously when you first pour it into the other color, a lot of it's going to go to the bottom and you might not get as much of a swirl. So that's why I like to kind of do a little bit, let it swirl, and then do a bit more. And obviously I'm not going to be mixing this black through because then that's just going to make this go gray. So I am just pouring it in, and then I'm going to pour this batch straight in to my mold and not mix it at all. I love this effect. I think it looks really cool, and you can't really tell how cool it's going to look until you start to pour it out. I think with this particular type of acrylic resin, you generally have about half an hour to work with it, and that does depend on a few factors like the temperature of the room. Obviously, if it's really hot, it's going to set up a lot faster, and the more you make will make it set up a lot faster. So you can see I'm just pouring those 2 batches in, and it's going to get thicker and thicker as it is coming closer to being set. I do like the fact that this product does set generally quite fast, because it means you don't have to wait too long until you do the candle part. So I'm pouring that in, and you can see I've got a pretty cool swirl already happening, and I want to have the sides be sort of uneven and have that sort of texture that goes up that you see with all of the concrete candles. So I'm just going back in with my spatula and pushing the parts of the jesomite up against the mold walls, and that way I can get a really cool sort of uneven surface texture. And I just keep going back and doing this as the jesomite starts to set, because it's going to hold better the closer it is to setting. Now, if you've never worked with an acrylic / eco resin, they have many names. Jesomite is a really popular brand. I do have full tutorials up, which I'll link, so you can go and watch those, and they're more in depth, kind of really go over and explain how to work with them. It does obviously depend on the type that you get, so there should be instructions depending on what brand you get, but in general I do have some really good in-depth tutorials on how to work with this particular product. And I did end up mixing some more up just to kind of fill that sort of uneven surface in the center of my candle, so that way when I pour my candle, that's all even, but the edges still look really cool and sort of organic and wavy. Before that set, I decided to add my wick in during the setting process of my eco resin, just because I thought it would be easier, but you can obviously just add it in after and use a little sticky dot to hold it into place. And then once the eco resin had fully set up, I could then start melting my wax and pouring that all over. If you are like me and you're really messy with how you've poured your eco resin into your container, then I just go along with a bit of paper towel and just sort of clean it back on up, so that way I don't have any little bits in the actual candle wax part of my candle. When it comes to your candle wax, you've got tons of different options that you can pick from. I'm using a soy pillar wax. So this is a blend, and it's just a little bit stronger than your regular soy wax that's for containers, because obviously I'm going to be taking off the acrylic from the outside, and it's going to be a pillar candle. And I used, I think in total it was, I want to say 200 grams, I can't remember exactly. And I'm just putting that on some heat and I'm melting that on down. With this particular wax, I need to melt it to 80, and then I need to get it down to around 60 before I should pour it. I've also added in a little bit of color and some fragrance, but that is completely optional. If you've never worked making candles before, once again, I do have a lot of in-depth tutorials which I can link, and you can go and watch a really good guide on to how to make your own candles, and it will cover everything you need to know. But for this video, I'm just kind of going over the basics of what you need to know to make a concrete candle. And the reason why I do have to wait for the temperature of the wax to go down to 60 is because if I pour it too hot, one, I could potentially melt the plastic that's holding my vessel together, and also it can add air pockets and give me a really uneven surface texture. So it's always better to pour at the correct temperature, and that will say what temperature you should pour at depending on what kind of wax you're using. When you do buy the wax, it should have a guide to that, because different waxes can have different melt and pour temperatures. And then I'm just pulling the plastic off. You can see how easy it came off my acrylic perspex, so that's why I did put that down and secure it to it, because I knew that any sort of concrete or my eco resins will not stick to my acrylic perspex. And then I've just taken the outer perspex layer off, and I've got a really pretty candle. I did go along and just tidy up the edges with a Stanley knife, and then just trim my wick, and there is how to make a concrete kind of looking candle. I am now adding a little bit of gold to the edging because I just think it looks really pretty, and all of this is a little bit of a water-based varnish, and then I've just added some gold pigment into that, and I'm just going along the edges. This is just merely for decorative purposes. The gold pigment I am using is from Barnes, and it's called Pale Gold, and it's one of my favorites. It's a powder, and so then when I mix it with my varnish, it creates a really beautiful gold sort of paste, and then I'm just adding that along the whole outside edge of my candle just to give it that really cool decorative look. Once all of my gold is completely dry, I'm going to go back in and seal up my eco resin base, and the reason why I'm doing this is just to add a bit of longevity. Now there are a bunch of different sealers that you can use. The one that I'm using today is just some liquid beeswax. I like this because it isn't it's like a non-toxic version, and it's great, and I use this liquid beeswax on so many different projects, but it's just going to seal up that eco resin. You can also get a waterproof sealer if you're going to be displaying these candles outdoors. There's a whole bunch of different sealers. I know Jesomite does sell one for their product. Tons of different places do sell them, and there's so many that you can use, but it just will give a little bit of a shine and seal the product so that way it's going to last a bit longer. And that's how you make a concrete/eco resin candle. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget that you can go and watch my beginner's guide to candle making as well as my beginner's guide to working with eco resins if you want some more information on how to work with both of those components.